Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment with me. So Richard's Ramble is back. Apologies for not getting up yesterday. I've been so busy with work, but as you all know, it's half term for me, which means a lot more content coming for you guys this week. I hope you're all doing really well. I am going to Oslo Lionesses shortly, so I'm going to keep it nice and short this video and delve right into the topics that you guys want to talk about. Hi Darren, who's tuning in. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Hi Amvesh. But yeah, guys. Richard Ramble, you know how this works. I talk to you guys about some of the biggest topics right now. A lot of the time it is Man United related, but it doesn't have to be. It can be anything to do with football. So we discuss everything. Pankaj is going straight in there with De Ligt. De Ligt is the main topic of this video. Yesterday, I looked on my timeline and literally everything was linked to De Ligt. And I was just thinking, why on earth is my timeline full of this? I do not believe at all that he is coming to United. I genuinely do not think that's going to happen. I think these are just rumours, maybe to get him a better deal at Barcelona, who knows, but I genuinely cannot see him coming to play Europa League at United. If we do sign him, however, I will be over the moon because I think he's a fantastic player. He's definitely, and he will definitely be one of the best centre-backs in the world for sure. But I genuinely do not believe there's any truth in any of the rumours that are going around. I think it's people boosting their own profiles by saying stuff about Man United. We know that people will listen. And also, I think that maybe he's getting a better contract for himself for Barcelona. I can see that's where he's going to go. And the same with Griezmann as well. I think he'll be going to Barcelona. I hate to break it to certain people who seem to believe that these are happening, but they're not going to happen. I don't think they'll end up at United. I'm not saying I don't want them, but I just don't think it will happen. Sander's tuning in. Hi, Sander. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're good as well. Let's have a look. De Ligt is not happening. That's all that needs to be said. I agree. Raiola probably making stories up. Exactly. De Ligt is not coming to United. Calm down. We are getting used. It came from a guy on Reddit, which was a fake account as well. Apparently, that's where the rumours came from. Exactly. That says it all. Fake accounts releasing it just to try and boost their own profiles. In all honesty, it's not going to happen. I would love it. I mean, I've said all along Koulibaly would be the one that I'd be going for United because I cannot see us getting De Ligt. The more I see of De Ligt, the more I like. But no, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to build my hopes up. I'm not going to build your guys' hopes up and say, oh, there's a possibility. If it does happen, I will be blown away and over the moon. But I really do not expect it to happen at all. In terms of who I think we should sign, I've already said Koulibaly should be up there as an option. Definitely. Sancho, I've said all along, maybe he's being looked at, but we've got to think we're in Europa League now. What kind of players can we get for that? Which is why I think this Daniel James signing that people are saying, oh, he's not a big name. People are kind of writing him off already. For me, that is the kind of signing we need to be looking at. Young, hungry players. He's definitely very talented. He's very quick from the clips that I've seen. I'm not going to lie and say I've watched him a lot. I haven't. I have been one of these people who've looked on YouTube and seen all the positive clips of him. However, it does look very talented. And for me, I'm excited about his signing. And if you think of the likes of Dele Alli who went to Spurs, players who go under the radar kind of thing, that's what James seems to be. For me, that's the kind of player that we need to be looking at. He excites me as a player, and the idea of we basically need to start from scratch. We need to get a new core of players who are hungry to play for United. We don't need Galacticos as such. Of course, the odd big name player coming in is fantastic. However, what we need to think is, do we need players who are going to use the club, who are purely there for money, or do we need players who actually want to be there, who are going to strive to get the best for this club? And that's the kind of player that I want to be looking for. Wilson from Derby, he's a very good player. Obviously, he's still on Liverpool's books. I believe he's on loan, isn't he? Scored a great goal against us as well, but a very good player indeed. That Derby squad have got quite a few young, decent players. De Ligt is going to Barcelona. He's been with his missus in Barcelona all week, apparently. I just want to say as well, Daniel James, obviously there's rumours that his dad has passed away, which is what is delaying the deal. I just want to obviously send out best wishes to him. Such a horrible time. And yeah, so sending my best wishes, sending my love out to Daniel James and his family at this tough time, if that is true. And yeah, all the best. And like I say, I'll welcome him with open arms to United. I think that's the kind of signing that we need to be looking at. Realistic centre-back we would get is Glenn Murray. Glenn Murray will be replacing Lukaku when he goes to Inter Milan. That's something I'm going to be touching on in a minute. Can't wait to sign Bale, Ramos and Wesley Sneijder, says GTNSR. Actually, I haven't seen many Sneijder links yet, but I'm sure they will be coming up at some point. But in terms of Gareth Bale, I can see that happening. I can see Bale ending up at United, obviously. Zidane has said that he doesn't really fit into his team right now. I really would not write off Gareth Bale returning to United. And if it's on a free, would you take it? That is the question. I think at the minute, I probably would say, you know what, on a free deal, maybe I would, but then you got to look at the wages he would be on. Daniel James is a much more attractive option, and that sounds hilarious, doesn't it? Daniel James I'd rather have than Gareth Bale, but maybe Bale on a loan deal or something like that, but I don't know if I'd fully commit to him because he's far too injury prone. There's no doubt in the talent there with Gareth Bale, of course, but we've been used far too many times with references to Gareth Bale as well. And I'm just sick of the sight of those kind of rumours. For me, I'm not about that. I think if we do take him, it's a risk that maybe we should get him on loan. And definitely if he's a free, of course, we could consider it. But I do not want to be paying over the odds for him. Not for someone who's going to be injured for most of the time. But on a loan, then it's not as risky, is it? Let's have a look. Women's team already have 2 signings. Men's team could have something. Matt, you're completely right. Obviously, the women's team are now signed 2 signings. And it's looking really exciting. They're getting the business done early, which they need to. It's going up into the Super League. And I'm really, really excited about the prospect of the ladies team next season. I think we're going to play some exciting football as we have done this season, but obviously we're bringing in far, far stronger players as well. So onwards and upwards for the ladies team. They're definitely flying the flag for United at the minute. And the men's do definitely need to learn a bit from the ladies team at the minute. I'd like to see Ramos and De Ligt in defence, Icardi and Griezmann up top, says Mikey. In terms of up top, you talk about strikers at the minute. Obviously, there's rumours that Lukaku is going to be going to Inter Milan. Conte is going to be going there. Apparently, that is a signing he wants to make. Lukaku did a picture of him in the gym yesterday and tweeted saying that he's ready for the next step. Is he implying that Inter Milan is that next step? I do not know. But in terms of Lukaku, a lot of people think I've got an agenda and I hate him. I do not hate Lukaku. I just do not think that he's good enough all-round player, should I say, to be at United. I think we rely a lot on link-up play from a forward, and Lukaku just doesn't have that in the game. He's proved that he can finish. He can finish, and there's no denying that. But at the same time, there's many chances that he also missed that could have cost us a lot last season. I don't think that United played to Lukaku's strengths, which is why I'm not solely blaming Romelu Lukaku at all. I haven't got an agenda against him. I don't think we played to his strengths at all, and I think, in all honesty, the service up to him wasn't good enough last season. But like I say, I just don't think he's a good enough all-around player for Manchester United. And so if the option was there for him to go, I would not stop him from going. I definitely wouldn't. As long as, of course, we get a replacement in, because we've got the likes of Rashford, who, I love Marcus Rashford and I'm a big fan. He hasn't been playing well. I'm not one of those people who will defend him because he's English. He hasn't been playing well. He's definitely not consistent enough in front of goal, and I completely stick to that. I think he's not good enough to be our out-and-out forward next season, and that's why I think that if Lukaku goes, we definitely need to sign someone. Or we could. A lot of people are definitely in favour of pushing Martial back into the number 9 position. Obviously, for Van Gaal, he banged goals in for fun in that season. That could maybe be a possibility, but Martial's attitude for me needs to change. Something doesn't seem quite right with him, definitely. But as I say, if Lukaku goes, for me, we definitely need to replace him. We need more of a creative player in the attack. Mata is declining, Sanchez is a flop, and Lingard isn't good enough to start. I completely agree with that. We definitely need someone with a bit of flair, someone with that creativity to unlock the defence. And like I said, just the service into the forward players wasn't good enough last season, and I do think that that kind of role, that Mata role as such, Mata was forced out wide, doesn't suit him. When he played centrally, he influenced a lot of the play. He obviously scored quite a lot of goals, Mata, from that central position, and got quite a few assists as well. He's the kind of clever player. You are right, he's declining, but we need someone of that kind of mould, who will play the through balls, who will provide the striker with better link up, better service, definitely. But who's that player going to be? Sorry, who would you spring to mind? I mean, you're obviously the likes of Eriksen from Spurs, who a lot of people would like at United. I'm not fully sold on Eriksen, if I'll be completely honest, but he has played in the Premier League for a few years. For me, he's a bit like Ali in the way that he drifts in and out of games. He's not the most consistent of players, but he does score important goals, definitely. What videos have you got planned for the Women's World Cup, says Matt? I am going to be teaming up with Meg, who obviously played football with last season. She's just had another little boy. But we are going to team up and we're going to do a lot of footage, a lot of coverage for the link-up games. For the World Cup game, sorry. And yeah, we're going to meet up, discuss the actual ideas behind the videos. But me and Meg are definitely going to be doing a lot throughout the Women's World Cup. Because as we both know, the ladies game is growing. My channel is all about getting females involved in football, and yeah, so we're going to definitely have a lot of footage and a lot of coverage of the female World Cup. I am going to the World Cup Blah, blah, blah. I am going to the Lionesses game today. Alex says, send his congratulations to Meg. I will do. Bruno Fernandes, what's happening with him? I saw a tweet, I think Jorty tweeted yesterday saying that Bruno Fernandes is apparently already a United player according to Wikipedia. Again, it's just people spreading mindless rumours, because if you talk about Man United, you will sell and you will get more popular, and I think that's what it is. Fernandes, I think, is a very, very good player. I would like him at United. But again, I do not believe those rumours. There's a lot of rumours at the minute about players. De Ligt, Bruno Fernandes, Griezmann, Bale. Wesley Sneijder will be up there soon, I'm sure of it. Already bet my house on De Ligt signing, as I was told by several reputable sources on Twitter, says George. George, don't start people off again. I've just been calming people down about De Ligt. How do you think that Man United's women's will do in the first season of the WSL? I think it'll be a big step up, however, especially with the signings they are making. I am expecting them to do well next season, to be honest with you, and I'm looking forward to that Manchester derby next season. That Manchester derby is the one that I'm talking about, the women's derby. I think it's going to be very interesting. Duty to entertain, Mr. E says, what's good, Sophie? Hope you are well. Thank you, Mr. E. I hope you're good too. And I'm doing very well because I've broken up for a week. Who was your Man United player of the season? What an impossible question that is. I said that kind of highlights where we're at as a team at the minute. I literally struggled to choose any player for my player of the year. I think I would have probably given it to Lindelof because he was probably the most improved. But that was it. Like, that was the only player I could think of last season. And that just shows how poor we really were. And so that's why I would say Lindelof would have been my player of the season, not Luke Shaw, because I think Luke Shaw, yes, he was much improved and he had a few good games. But for me, Lindelof was the most improved throughout the season, probably the most consistent. So I would definitely have gone for him. Who would you have, Wan-Bissaka or Meunier? I would have Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka from Palace is another player that definitely, when I'm watching Palace, he stands out for me. He's a very exciting player, and I would love him at United because I think he's the kind of fullback we need. He's very adventurous, very good going forward. He's got the attributes to be world class. Young, he's upcoming, and I think he's going to fit into the philosophy. I said I'm Van Gaal now. The philosophy that Solskjaer is going to instill into this team. I think he wants a young, ambitious team, and I think Wan-Bissaka would suit that perfectly. So he would definitely be the one that I would go for. Koulibaly or De Ligt, if you're going about the one that I would like, after watching him more and more, I'm going to have to say De Ligt, but I can't see that happening, so I'm going to say Koulibaly. I think maybe that is a more doable option, but I do think that De Ligt is the better player, definitely. If you could bring back a past Man United player to improve the team, who would it be? Love the channel, sending lots of support. Thank you, Samira, and very good question. Look, I'm going to be biased because, to be honest with you, I'm going to say that Paul Scholes is my favourite player of all time, and he would be the one player I'd bring back. He's definitely my idol. I think having Paul Scholes in the middle of the park would definitely change things for us. We do definitely need a centre back though, so I think we need more than one player to improve this team, definitely. So I'm going to be biased, and I'm going to say Paul Scholes would be the guy that I would bring back, definitely. Thoughts on Theresa May resigning? Look, you know what? I'm a bit of a softie, me, and when I saw Theresa May yesterday with her speech, I actually felt really sorry for her. I think she's tried her hardest, and when she broke down, a lot of people saying it's fake tears. I actually genuinely felt for her yesterday. And I know I'm probably outnumbered in that field, but I do feel a bit sorry for her. But in terms of politics, I'd stay out of it because I'm sick of it all, to be honest with you. I felt sorry for her crying yesterday. I do think she's tried her best, but life goes on, doesn't it? Brexit apparently is gone. I don't know. Brexit's just a mess. It's just an absolute shambles. I don't trust any of the politicians, to be honest with you. And that's my stance. I kind of stay out of it because I do not trust any of them. But I did feel sorry for her yesterday. Thoughts on Dortmund's transfer status so far? Dortmund, they've literally started this transfer window on fire. Obviously, they sold Pulisic and replaced him with two wide players immediately. Brandt, I think, is a fantastic signing. I've been impressed whenever I've watched him play. And obviously Hazard as well has gone there. So I think Dortmund are doing it the right way. They're acting fast. Sold one player, replaced it with two. And I think fair play to them, doing amazing business. Already made profit as well. So, yeah, big up Dortmund with their transfer business. Superb. And obviously if Sancho goes as well, they've already signed two wide players. So it's very interesting. If you get Wan-Bissaka, don't treat him like you did Zaha, because Wilf was promising when he got forgotten about. It's very true. Zaha was treated poorly. I think he'll probably end up at somewhere like Arsenal now, Wilfried Zaha. I can't see him back at United. I wish he was given more time in a United shirt. I don't think he was given enough chances. I think he was too risky on the ball, and obviously they didn't like that at United. I think he gave the ball away a lot because of what he was trying, but no doubt about it, on his day, Wilfried Zaha is world class. On his day, it is impossible to defend against. The only problem for me with Wilf is how often is his day, and I think that is the question, isn't it? But I can see him go to somewhere like Arsenal. I do wish he was given longer in a United shirt and given more chances. Looking back now, I think he would have been starting for United. Maybe they're replacing 2 with 2 because we are getting Sancho. Maybe, George. Maybe. I hope so. I would like to see Sancho at United. Dortmund have bought players quickly because they've already sold their key player. Yes, and obviously Sancho could be out the door. Are the English GCSE exams over? So says H10 Vlogs. No, they're not out yet. There are 2 left. My Year 11s have already sat the first 2 papers. There were 2 after half term, and then they are done. And then my Year 11s leave, and then I'll be crying because I'll be sad because I'll miss them. Yeah, it's emotional. Now they've got 2 papers left. 2 English papers, the language papers. If we don't get De Ligt or Koulibaly, would you get Maguire? Probably yes. I'd also consider Toby for Spurs as well. But I'm tired of us getting these short-term fixes. I think we need more long-term players now. I think we've tried that too many times, short-term fixes, and I think we need to get players, younger, hungry, like Daniel James, as I've already said. Obviously, I'm not saying get him a centre-back, but yeah, I think he's the kind of player that we need, young and hungry players. De Ligt would have been perfect, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Should we get Ronaldo back? That's not going to happen. Never going to happen. And even getting Ronaldo back wouldn't solve our problems right now. That's how bad they are. Alex says, so will you be the next Prime Minister? Look, me and politics just don't go hand in hand. I would be awful. You think it's a shambles now? If I got in charge, it would be absolutely atrocious. Will you be getting a new United home shirt? And what are your thoughts on a League away shirt? I got a lot of stick because I actually like the League away shirt. I genuinely like it. People always moan, the Adidas kits have got no imagination. They're too simple. They're wrecking things because it's just too plain. I could design that. And then the one time they bring something out that's a bit quirky and a bit different, people are complaining about it, saying, it looks like carpet or it looks like sand. I liked it because it was different, and I'll stick to it. I actually do like it. I'll end up buying both shirts, definitely, because I really like the home shirt as well. And as I've mentioned before, me, Mark, Rance and Flex all met up with Adidas quite early on in the stages of the designing of that. So it's quite nice, the fact that we had a bit of a say in it. I'm not saying we designed it because we didn't design it. We just had a bit of a part to play in the early process of it. So I'm going to buy it for that reason as well, because it's obviously quite a nice memory. But I do genuinely like it. The only thing I will say about any of our kits is the gold Chevrolet for me spoils any kit that we have. I genuinely think it spoils, no matter the kit we have, I think that big gold cross on the front of it spoils it. And I think that's why I kind of like that beige looking sandy kit, because it didn't stand out as much. The gold didn't stand out as much. It matched quite nicely. Whereas obviously on the red it does stand out and it looks hideous. I think if it was white or it was black, it would look a lot smarter. And that's my only criticism. I do think that Chevrolet spoils every kit that we have. But I do think the kit is a lot nicer than it was last season. And I stick to it. I still like the away kit that's been leaked. The one with the kind of giraffe print, I like it. A lot of people saying it's snake print to represent the snakes in our team. Maybe so. But it was different. People complain at the fact that the kits are too plain and boring. That isn't plain and boring. It's different, and I like it. So, yeah, and I'm going to stick to that. I don't care how many people write me off for saying it. I like it. Toby is old, so what? He's so good, says Mystic Wolf. He's definitely improving on what we've got, and he's definitely a leader at back that we need. I wouldn't write Toby off. I think he's a decent signing. I think, like I say, he's an improvement on what we've got. He'd definitely improve our back four. He's a leader, which we definitely lack. So I wouldn't say no to getting Toby at United. I really wouldn't. Koulibaly and Phil Jones. I read Koulibaly got excited. Phil Jones just ruined that. Theresa May is a great walk. To be fair to Barry, she can dance better than me as well. She can definitely dance better than me. I'll stick to that. I think we will at least get one of De Ligt or Griezmann, since Barca won't want to spend the amount of money that it will cost to get both of them, says George. George, you're just building up people's expectations here, getting people excited. I've tried to calm people down. No, to be fair, I think we've probably got more more chance of getting Griezmann than De Ligt. I think De Ligt is definitely Barca-bound. Griezmann is a bit in the air at the moment. We all know he's linked with Pogba. So I wouldn't write Griezmann off coming to United. A lot of people don't want him now after how he used us last season. I think Pogba and De Gea needs to go. They don't care. Very strong point made there. I've already said, look, De Gea, I think he does care, and I think we should give De Gea whatever he's asking for. He's earned it. But I've already said I'm actually genuinely worried about De Gea. I think this could be the summer where we see De Gea leave United. I think he's stayed loyal to us for too long now. He's kept us, let's face it, look how many points he has won us over the last few years. Really poor back four in front of him. Club seems to be in decline. Zidane is now at Real Madrid. He's going to want to try and make a statement. Zidane is going to want to get Real Madrid back to winning ways. Obviously, Zidane is a club legend, and I think that appeal may encourage De Gea to go there. I genuinely think that this could be the time. Obviously, I'm praying it's not, but it could happen. Griezmann is a world-class talent, incredibly clinical in that pragmatic Atletico side. Also, yes, I agree, George. I am a big Griezmann fan. And to be fair, people are giving him stick for staying loyal to Atletico last year, but I kind of don't. I think obviously they had the transfer ban and he stayed loyal to the team. And I think, you know what, if De Gea stayed loyal to us, for example, we would appreciate that. And I think, I don't know, people took it too personally. I don't think that was the case with Griezmann at all. I think he was more doing Atletico a favour, and I think that's what happened there. But I wouldn't say no to him coming to United. I think he's, like you say, he's a world-class talent. He gets on really well with Pogba. But at the same time, I don't want players who are just going to have a massive ego coming into the dressing room, disrupting the balance of the squad. I'm really, really on edge about big names coming in at the minute. There's all the rumours about Pogba being a snake in the dressing room, and I'm not saying I know that he is. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm not saying he is the virus that obviously Jose said, but I'm just saying that there's obviously a mindset problem at United at the minute. There's a kind of arrogance about the players, and arrogance is good when you're on top, but when you're not, arrogance is obviously not good. And I just think that getting players who are up and coming, who are hungry, is more what I want at the club at the minute. Griezmann and Bale will be bad signings. They're aging now and would only come to United for the wrong reasons, for example, money. That's my worry. That is my worry, definitely. Pankaj says, do you think that McTominay has a future at United? I think we need better than him in the middle. However, I think Solskjaer seems to rate him. We already know that Fergie rates him as well. Maybe he will be the one who's kind of embedded in that Matic role. And then we'll obviously get some players around him. But I do think that, yes, he has got a future at United. Whether he'll be a starter, I don't know. But like I say, Solskjaer seems to rate him. Fergie obviously rated him. And I think he will be there or thereabout next season. Griezmann and Lingard would turn Old Trafford into some awful dancing show. No. Dancing's bad already. Imagine if Griezmann's there. Definitely. Bale, no thanks. A lot of people saying that they're not interested in Bale. And that is kind of my opinion as well. I think I'd take him on Bale on loan. That's about it. I wouldn't risk it. I genuinely wouldn't risk it. Right, guys, I'm going to have to shoot because I've got to go and meet up with the Barmy Army at the Lionesses game. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely Saturday. Enjoy. Like I say, this week I'm off work, so there'll be a lot more content from me. I'm going to look into, obviously, FIFA. I've completed that series now. I won the league, so I'm going to look at what to do next, whether it be playing against some of you guys, whether it be doing legendary career mode, whether it be doing starting with another team. We shall see. Drop a comment on the video. If I haven't responded in the chat, I don't do it on purpose. I will respond to your comments. Have a good Saturday. Come on, Lionesses today. And fingers crossed United sign someone very, very soon. But it won't be De Ligt or Griezmann. I'll tell you that now. Take care, guys. Cheers.